one for another customer. We're going to be talking about real quick Crow1176 being soon to be prosecuted for mail fraud. And the reason why he's going to be prosecuted for mail fraud because Jamie Fernando Gonzalez did just that. He definitely went in and he committed 2 accounts of mail fraud against our company. He shipped us a product, the Cinemax, which was a black product that he shipped to the front door of our house. This product, the Cinemax, does not come in black, never did come in black. There's no videos, no demonstrations, nothing of this product ever coming in black, ever. So basically, we have all conversations of talking about the transaction between him and me on the website, on the messaging board, emails, everything showing that he was basically engaging on this transaction. Transaction was real. Also, too, we have PayPal's transaction scripts, ID numbers, everything we need from there, showing that the item was definitely purchased from his website. Money was withdrawn out of my PayPal business account, and also too showing that PayPal has basically he's lost his claim with PayPal. PayPal has already stated that he lost the claim due to the fact that the fraud that we actually placed against him was actually real. That was the first one. Second, not only we have the evidence, also showing that the package that the item was delivered in was the United States Postal Service, which Jamie signed his name to the package and several items inside the package, also stating that that is his product and his signature. That product was also shipped by United States Postal Service. You need 2 elements in order to be eligible to file that complaint. That piece of paper, that document that I have here, 2 documents. You can look up the address for yourself, Jamie. It's legit. That's why I put it there. You can look it up. So you need 2 forms of documents to do it. One, you have to show that the person maliciously sent this item over to you, that they definitely were planning to commit fraud in the process. PayPal basically will back us up on that 100% as confirming that we got the final judgment saying that, yes, they were found guilty and lost the claim. Also, too, we have the live video unboxings. Those are the hard-hitting ones because usually most people file these claims don't have that initial opening on the package. We opened it live. Now, the other one, which is the permanent concrete nail in the coffin, that would be, and I mean concrete, this is not going to snap off in any way, is the Frankenstein. This is where he messed up big time. He got already the first time he shipped over a product that wasn't legit. He turned around and shipped over the Frankenstein, in which we recorded a video ahead of time of the item, the color of the item, what we ordered, everything, to show that that's exactly what we purchased. Jamie went in and committed fraud on his website. You do know this because you committed fraud on your website. They also will be investigating Wix. They will be also investigating your YouTube channel. They will be going through every single order that you have placed, just about every order they can possibly think of. They're going to go through every single one of them. Anybody who pops up with a complaint about you, about anything involving fraud, products not matching, anything, including the demonstrations we have showing your product matching house paint, that's all going to be included. They're going to build a case on you. That's what's going to happen. So I told you about, okay, so the Frankenstein, the reason why that has such strong evidence also against him, because not only did he ship out the wrong color, but we also caught him going into his website and manipulating the color of the product before it was shipped here. That's why PayPal automatically denied his claim and he lost right from the door. We also had both transactions on both items, times, dates, transactions, all that, your email address, all that's attached to it. This is why I have explained to you crystal clear, and I can't be any more clear on this. I said, when you're doing business with someone, keep your emotions at the door. And this is what Jamie has a hard time doing, is keeping his emotions at the door. He's got a website being investigated by Wix for pornography, for breaking rules and violations. He has his PayPal account under investigation because Jamie used his PayPal email to commit fraud, to send over false information about an order that we purchased through his site, claiming that PayPal was telling him not to ship out items, that our account was being flagged, to contact him. These are things that usually scammers will do to try to get phone call information from you, or basically from the door of giving you false information from a company that never gave it to begin with. Mind you, he's under investigation through PayPal because of these actions. And when the Postal Service begins their search on other things that may pop up involving fraud, guess what else is going to pop up? PayPal, because you're under investigation through them. This is so more going to, man, put you in a situation that is going to be extremely uncomfortable. Now, again, we have the Frankenstein showing clearly that not only did you go in and maliciously go in and change the item, the color of it before you shipped it out, committing fraud on your website, misleading customers, but you used the United States Postal Service to carry out these acts. And because of that, those are the only two elements we need to be able to prosecute you. You have 2 cases slammed against you. Buddy boy, I can't explain this enough. When I told you I'm a man of my word, and if I say that I'm going to follow through on something, I am not one to joke about it. I told you this year that I am willing to walk away from all of it, lawsuit, the whole 9 yards. I had plenty of time to file this against you, plenty of time. One of the cases sits back since last year, which means I had all that time to file that case on you. My statute of limitations are nowhere near up. And I let that slide so many times. You make memes about me, you do nasty stuff, you take my products, you took the 2.0, we're going to take you to court for the 2.0. I don't care what you send to my house at the end of the day. That product has a batch number, and we have a customer showing the products work perfectly fine, no problem. You came from the same container. My lawyer said you better be to back it up in court, or you're going to get slammed with another $150,000 lawsuit on your head. No one told you to go in and tamper with anything at the end of the day. I showed a legit product being shipped to you, batch number tested from the door before we ship it out to any of our customers, and that product was working perfectly fine. And then you had a nerve to send it back. That's going to cost you too. I told you don't ship anything to my house. You don't have my permission. I never gave you permission to ship anything to my front door. So that right there is also going to be included into an investigation, also too on filing criminal charges against you. This is why you don't do dumb stuff at the end of the day. Do you understand when we told him he could get free paint from us? What were the things that Mr. Bird requested from him? I requested your signature. I requested permission to ship it to your front door. And I requested your address so we know exactly where it's being shipped to. Those are the only three things you requested. So that way you can never go to court and say, hey, this man shipped something to my house I wasn't expecting. You could have put something in the package and say we shipped them over this and shipped them over that. And I could have gotten into a lot of trouble for that. But that's how you do things in the real world. You, Jamie, don't think. You just feel that the world revolves around you and you can do whatever you want. Well, there are consequences at the end of the day. You heard the term. You play stupid games, you win amazing stupid prizes, and you have won some serious stupid prizes. What's in that envelope there? Once we basically submit the rest of the information which is required, you will be under investigation by the government, which means I don't care if you change your address a million times, they will find you. Don't become a fugitive, because you can easily become that at the end of the day. They'll have a marshal come out and basically track down your whereabouts and bring you in for questioning. If they are requesting for you to come in for questioning, I would suggest you go, because the last thing you want is basically a warrant for your arrest, and they will come get you right through your front door and come get you, regardless of where you're at, where you're sitting, and what you're doing. You have messed up big time. Big time. You wouldn't be in this situation if you had trusted your products, if you had tested your products, that your products actually worked, because then you would be able to ship me over the item that actually works at the end of the day. I would have got a real Cinemax in the container. I would have gotten a real Frankenstein in the container, but instead you felt the need to commit fraud. I explained to you at the end of the day, I am your customer, and I'm your customer. You have to treat me with respect. When you were my customer, did I do anything just like that? No. I shipped you over exactly what I shipped everybody else. No special containers, no special writing, none of that stuff. Everybody the same thing, as we always do. So now, because of the 2.0 and involving this also too, we are going to be filing criminal charges and for another set of fraud charges against you for basically committing fraud against our company. Because now we have an initial signature from you signing for a package. That's why we sent the signature, just in case if you do something stupid, we got your signature showing that it came right to your address and you approved it to be signed for, knowing that the product had a batch number, knowing that the product had tested. You still continue to commit fraud against our company and slander our company. So that'll be another lawsuit on top of that. I doubt there'll be anything left of you, because if anyone knows, the charges for basically violating the U.S. government postal service is extremely steep. It's a 20 to 30-year prison sentence with a $1 million fine. Now, because he's committed the crime twice, this makes it extremely hard for him to go into court and plead to the judge or his lawyer or whatever has to be done that this is a first-time offense. You did it twice. And we caught you, busted you on the second time, and even worse than the first time, because we got you basically manipulating your website to change out the color. We even have the transcripts from PayPal of the false claim that you placed against the company, claiming that the product always came that way. We have everything. So all that's going to be submitted today. And some more information they're requesting to continue on with the investigation. And this is why I explain to people at the end of the day to don't do dumb stuff. Silent Wake 5 will be knocking on your door next. You are the next one. When we get done with Crow, you'll be coming next. Partay, you're another person that will be, again, file a lawsuit against you also too. No one gave you permission to use my pictures in any way whatsoever. There is a, you can't do that at the end of the day. You can be, someone can actually literally file a lawsuit against you for doing that. Yeah, lawsuits coming soon and real quick. Silent Wake 5, you're an easy open and shut case. My attorneys are sitting there laughing at your case thinking, oh, that's not hard to do. You could do that literally yourself. You don't even need us at the end of the day. This buffoon did a dozen or more fake demonstrations against our products, calling us scammers, calling us this, calling us that, because he was doing reviews against a 38, a product that he never received from our website. Silent Wake 5 went in and made a false receipt, made false packages, false shipping labels. That right there, we're talking to him about that, see where the guidelines go with that. We're basically using the United States Postal Service to commit fraud. That you basically could be prosecuted for that. You also will be sued for basically copyright infringements, because on your receipt there's a picture of my logo, which I gave you no permission to use that piece of artwork. And you will be sued for $250,000 for touching that logo from the door. So that's another lawsuit you're going to have on top of your head. On top of that, another lawsuit will be placed against you for basically committing fraud. There's another lawsuit will be placed against you for basically slandering our company, all kinds of stuff, basically. So this individual, as I said before, made a fake receipt. And in the fake receipt, which we have posted to the website, which you tried to delete the videos, which he was very unsuccessful, because we even have you on a live stream tried to hide the evidence, trying to delete your videos. Even worse, we even have your picture on your thumbnail of you holding up the fake receipts. And even worse, the fake receipts themselves, the email, it's not an email our company uses, and we can't use that email to regardless, because the email does not exist anywhere. So the question is, and what the lawyer is going to ask you, my lawyer, he's going to drill you, man, pretty bad. And what the judge is going to want that answer from, how did you receive an item from us that doesn't exist? Where did you get it from? And if you can't come up with a proper answer, well, guess what? It's going to go down, buddy. You're going to lose everything you have. And not only that, you're going to be slapped with massive liens against you. And that means we can garnish your income tax checks. If you're married, we can garnish hers. We can take your cars. We can take anything we want. I can have a truck come down to your house and take everything out of your house. I don't care who it belongs to. I can take it because you owe me money. I can even put you on an allowance if I want to, because you owe me a substantial amount of money. So this is why I explain to people at the end of the day, don't do dumb stuff. We're going to be doing things differently this year. So if you're out there slandering my company, I'm going to have an attorney searching you down. And when they find you, and they will, we will not send you any warning whatsoever. We will not send you a cease and desist or whatever they call it. You will not receive that. You will receive a knock at your door being served to go to court. That's what you will receive. So, but just people, if you're out there doing something stupid, clean it up fast before we find out. Because I'm not going to show you any mercy, just like this one. I gave him an opportunity, Crow. I gave you an opportunity. I extended my hand and gave you an opportunity to walk away from the situation. and you chose not to. Now you put your family through this mess. You have no one to blame but yourself. No one told you to do this at the end of the day. We had a business transaction. I took money from my account. I paid for an item off your website. It was your job to ship me over exactly what I paid for. And you didn't do that. And not only did you do that, we have you basically showing you basically maliciously going out and shipping us an item that you know darn well that you don't sell at the end of the day. Now, if that had been gray paint, that had been kind of a hard area to get around. It really been a hard area. But that paint was jet black. And not only was it jet black, Jamie, you even had the nerve to puncture a hole in the bottom of the container so it would leak. So this is why you don't do dumb stuff. You have to do things on a professional level. So you can understand. So if you don't read the thumbnail, understand correctly what's coming at you. And go check go down and just look them up. See if it's legit. It's legit. It's a real deal. It's a real deal. I got two close friends that work for the post office. One is an upper class manager, one's a carrier, and they're the ones actually the ones that are pushing the paperwork to go through even faster to get it taken care of. Because they know me at the end of the day. They'll vouch for who I am. And I warned you. I gave you plenty of opportunities. You bought it on yourself. I told you it's going to be a bad year for you. What did I say to you? I said if you woke me, that it was going to be extremely bad for you. This is us contacting Wix today. Conversations we're having with them, with their support over there about your website. That's why you can't say anything or do anything. Crow's website is being closely monitored. So they're watching everything he does. So is his PayPal account being monitored because of his actions. You don't do stuff like that, man. I told you how you do business. It's a show. It's nothing but a show. You go in there, you carry on, act up on camera and all that. Now, man, this is your thing. Here's the thing right here. Take as many vacations as you need. Because you want to get jail time out of this. You are. You're definitely get some jail time. If it was your first offense, maybe you would get probation, but you did this twice. And the government is not one to play around when it comes to things like this. They take this extremely serious. I was very shocked about the penalties that came with it. I didn't think they were literally that high, but they are extremely high. So what you need to do is get yourself a very expensive lawyer, which is going to cost you a ton of money because you're going to need it. And you're going to have to get somebody to help you soften the blow. That's what you need. You're not getting out of this. It's not going to happen. You need an attorney to soften the blow, to be able to handle the impact that's going to come at you. This is why I explained to you when we order stuff from you, and this is why we ordered the he knew already what he got himself into. He already knows already. I'm pretty sure he talked to a few people about the situation he's in already. That's what most people do anyway. Most people are being prosecuted for something or about to be prosecuted for something. They will talk to other people to see what their reaction is going to be of what they're going through. And I'm pretty sure your friends told you that this man has evidence of what he's saying, and you're going to have you in a lot of trouble. So that's why when we requested the Cinemax, that's why you didn't ship us over anything funny, because you already knew that that'll be 3 on you already. You already had 2. This is why I explain to people at the end of the day, do things on a professional level. At the end of the day, let me explain something to you. I don't hate you. I'm not that type of person. I don't like you, but I don't hate you. But I'm not going to let my personal feelings send you over a product like I send you over a black 2.0 or something that don't look right or something strange, a green, a blue, or orange, something weird, I would never do that at the end of the day. Number one, that's my company's reputation. I stand behind my shipping policies. I stand behind how I treat my customers at the end of the day. So even though you may treat me like dirt every single day, for me to go in and send you down something that's not particularly right and not with my, especially with my company's name attached to it, is wrong. You shouldn't do that at all, period. Regardless how a person treats you. A person can talk about your family, your mother, say the most nasty things you could think of on the face of the planet. You keep those emotions at the door. That's where they stay at. Now, this is business at the end of the day. So my job is to bring out a product that works, guarantee tested, batch number approved, ship it out to the door to the customer so they have it on time, and guarantee it works. That's my job. Regardless on how people treat me at the end of the day, that is my job. And that's the problem with you. You are not a professional at the end of the day. You let your emotions get the best of you. That's why you sent me over that product looking that way. And this is what it ended up to getting you at the end of the day. You have a lot to learn about business, man. You're not, like I said, at the end of the day, you don't know anything about business and you're not mature enough to basically be in the field. You're not. If you had, the reason why no company in their right mind would ever sign you to a contract, you'd mess around and get them sued at the end of the day. You know, within that contract, some companies are smart enough to put policies in there. If the other party messes up, they can't be hit with anything. I have those in my contract. So basically, say if a beta tester or somebody uses something that may be a copyright or something involving copyrights, whatever, if the company decides to file a lawsuit, they can't hit us at the end of the day because within the contract it says that we are not responsible for the actions of that particular party on how they may basically display our contents. You have to have that information in there. If you don't want to be lumped in with some people do some crazy stuff. You could have an incident where somebody could basically, and within the contracts it says if they post pornography, if they post animal abuse, anything to do with drugs, blah, 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 and so forth and so forth, you can sue them for a considerable amount of money because that would tarnish your company's name at the end of the day. And you, with this mail fraud charge, you have clearly damaged your company because no one's going to buy or trust a person that is being investigated for mail fraud. That's a very serious charge at the end of the day. People are trusting you with their address and their information, and you're being investigated for mail fraud. Not good, man. Not good. So like I said, I tried to be very patient with you. I was very extremely patient with you. But you just don't learn. And the sad thing about it is there are two types of people in life. Either some people learn the easy way and some people learn the hard way. And you learn the hard way. Well, just gonna have to come with a price. That's all. Very serious price. So I wasn't lying to you when I told you that it was filed already, and then we're getting it, that process is on its way. Now, when I tell you that your website is going to be taken down, I'm not lying to you. I'm dead serious. I have documents over there showing your site is under investigation. If I tell you that your PayPal account is under investigation and it's in the process of being removed, I'm not joking with you. I'm dead serious when I tell you that. I'm not one who sits there and talk and can't back it up. I back up everything I say. So now you have my personal attention. And I told you, by the time I step over to the next platform, you won't exist anymore. And I wasn't joking when I said it. They're even going to lump you in with scandal. They're going to basically put charge for scandal. There's a whole lot of stuff they're going to charge. They're going to lump on him for this. You better pray that none of those customers that you did wrong, the ones that policy you have on your website, that they don't go in and they basically jump on this bandwagon and they follow against you. Because usually this is what happens. Let's see. You know how much time this guy might end up getting? You got 2 fraud charges from us. If any one of those customers that you did wrong, that got upset and did those videos about you, happen to pop up and say, hey, look, he did me the same way too, so and so and so, there's already an investigation on you already. All they got to do is just write a report or get the same documents we got here, fill them out, and put your information in. Boom, that's it. You got another charge against you. This is why it pays not to scam people at the end of the day. That's why I explained to people at the end of the day that Frankenstein is a scam paint. We explained to you that the Cinemax is a scam product. We got evidence, hardcore evidence showing your product matching a house paint. The hardcore evidence? You on the video. You're literally on the video doing the demonstration. And any judge can look at that and go, that looks exactly the same thing. You literally self-snitched on yourself on a way that's freaking unbelievable. Got yourself on camera with bearing receipts showing the network grade 773. And then we can go back to past videos of you basically explaining this product when it first came out. Don't try to delete those videos. We got copies of them, so don't delete them. Don't worry about that. We got copies. We can go back and say, look, this is how he was selling the product. He was selling the product to his customers as if this product was supposed to be this, was supposed to be that. He was selling them a dream that wasn't even true. And this is him himself on the video doing this demonstration and matching the product. Any judge, any lawyer can sit there and look at that. Anybody in the courtroom, anybody can look at that and see those two products are no different at all whatsoever. Oh, where's the video that, oh, he got rid of the video. He took them off the account. Do you have any proof of that? Oh, yes, we do. We got a live stream showing him his channel of him removing the video and marking it private. You're done. You can back up everything we say in court. You have to back it up, or basically it's called hearsay. If there's no substantial evidence behind it, they can throw it out of court. But we have so much evidence on this guy, it's not even funny. And then what they're going to do is they're going to go in and they're going to search everyone through whatever transaction you took who ordered that product. And they're going to have a conversation with them. And if any one of those people happen to pop up that were one of the ones you did ugly, and they say, yeah, this guy's a scammer at the end of the day, just so and so and so, I bought that product, it turned out to be house paint, you're in trouble. This is why I tell people at the end of the day, it pays to test your products. It pays to be able to back your products with 100%. Go ahead, have somebody drag me into court and say my product's only black paint. See what happens. Not only will you lose your case, but I'll turn around, I'll file a lawsuit against you for wasting my time. And you will pay my lawyer's fees, which are extremely expensive. You will pay your lawyer's fee, and you will pay the court costs. Because Mr. Bird can go in there, and I can literally take my screen, stick it up there, take black paint, and I can draw right into my screen. Tons and countless demonstrations of my products, tested on every level you could possibly think of. I can back myself at 100%. That's when he said something about taking me to court. I said, please, go ahead, pull the trigger, take me to court. Go ahead. I'll walk right in there with my lawyers, and we'll present that 2.0 demonstration you did. Yeah. The lawyers will sit there and look at you and tell you that you need to stand down because we can't defend you here. Oh, you don't learn anything. And yet I haven't heard anything from your attorneys yet. None of them, nothing at all. Just talk. Just basically you showing a picture of a courthouse. I don't show a picture of a courthouse, Crow. I show documents showing this is actually going to happen. And keep in mind, we did send court documents to your house. We sent I'm going to butcher this, cease and desist order or whatever it's called. We sent that to Crow by an attorney, came to his house. Now, see, we can always go back on that. You know what that was sent for? That was sent for to show the judge that we gave you a fair warning to back the freak down, and you chose not to do so. And it shows that you continue to carry the same activity after the warning was issued to you. So your lawyers can't fight that in court. So why didn't you back down? The man sent you papers from the attorneys. What happened? Why didn't you back down? He clearly told you he's going to take you in court and sue you. This is going to happen. You got no way around that. You were warned. You were told not to do this. Open and shut case. You're going to lose everything, man. Don't get attached to anything right now. Don't get attached to nothing. Like I said, right now, you don't even need to be worried about you don't need to worry about that. You don't need to worry about the microblend. You don't need to worry about the network. You don't need to worry about none of that. You need to get yourself an attorney quick. And a very good one. Not no $700 an hour. You need to get yourself a serious attorney. You're not talking about the government. We got nothing to do with this. Once those paperwork and all that submitted, my lawyers will come in and submit what they got from there. We got some friends over at the postal office that's going to push it through even faster. That's why that document got here faster. We weren't supposed to be that quick, but we got it even faster. We're out of this. You're dealing with them. You're not dealing with me. And shipping that paint to my house without my permission, again, I told you, it's going to cost you. I mean, something else is going to come to your front door now for that mess. I'll file some criminal charges on you for that. Didn't give you permission to do that, did I? Did you have my permission? Nah, you just sent it there anyway. Even on video, after I told you before the item got here, and I have a video claiming, telling you, don't send anything to my house or there's going to be problems. And you sent it anyway. So, another problem for you today. Well, not my problem. Let me see what we got going on here. Gave him a warning. If anyone's going to sit there and say to me, oh, you're supposed to be a Christian, you're supposed to forgive and forget. Even at the end of the day, God has his patience. Not calling myself God, but God himself has his patience. That's why there's a hell at the end of the day. That's why there's torment, and if you don't follow things and do things the right way, there are consequences and punishments that come behind that. Jamie, I gave you a year. I had a year. I had the first mail fraud charge on you, a year. And I let that go after you went in and carried on the way you did. And even after that, even having the Frankenstein against you, I still went in and turned the other cheek for you. And you went in and you carried on. But I gave you a warning. I said, if you woken me, that I will come at you with no mercy. I gave you fair warning, man. So many opportunities to do something different. So many opportunities to go in a different direction. And you took none of it. None of it all. I'm going to tell you something, Jamie. When I went through the court system, when I had to pay my dues for doing the dumb stuff that I was doing out there in the street and carrying on, a judge told me, look, sir, let me tell you something. I better never see your face ever again. And I said, no disrespect, Your Honor, but I hope I never see your face either. And he never saw my face either. I got out there, got baptized, got my life together, started working on trying to do something positive for my life, cut off all the people that would basically cause me to go down the wrong path, and work my way to try to do the best I could possibly do every single day. But you don't learn that. If someone had given me that opportunity at that particular time, when I had got myself in that trouble, those officers had walked up on my porch and said, all right, we're going to let this go. But if you do this again, we come back here, you're going to regret it. I'd clean my act up right there from the door. Because I knew that day when those officers popped up on my porch, I knew what was going to happen. I knew what was going to go down. I knew the time that I could have served if I was prosecuted for what had happened. So, and those officers had walked up on that porch and just said, you know what? I didn't murder anybody, just to let you know. And just put that, people ask me all the time, did you kill someone? No, I didn't kill anybody. But it was something pretty bad, but it wasn't that. But anyway, if those officers would sat there and said, you know what? It's a Sunday. That's when I got busted on a Sunday. It's a Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. I'm going to walk off this porch. I never saw your face. I'd have moved out of that neighborhood that day. Packed my stuff up, moved out, disowned all the people that were basically I was running with, doing wrong stuff with. Did something. I don't care at the end of the day. I don't care if I got to basically bust dishes, whatever, get a rented room, whatever, but I'm not going back there. I'd have took that opportunity the minute it was given to me. So the second time I was given the opportunity of my freedom when I went to court and I signed my papers to release me, I took that opportunity and I ran with it. And that's where I'm at now. I ran with that opportunity with the Lord and built the company and doing better with my life and staying away from people like that at the end of the day. I'm trying to do positive things in life. But man, I gave you the opportunity, man, and you took it as a joke. And every time I would turn the other cheek, you spit in my face. Every single time. I'd turn the other cheek, you spit in my face. Turn the other cheek again, you spit in my face. Turn the other cheek again, you spit in my face again. So that's the consequences. Let's see. Let's see. Let me see. What is it? I think it's charges for being prosecuted for United States Postal Service mail fraud. Got all that. Should shorten that one a little bit. She wasn't going to read all that. Mail fraud charges. And I saw that when I'm thinking that maybe it's something like, a couple $1,000, maybe $5,000, $10,000, maybe. That's what I'm thinking it could be. I had no idea it was that bad. And at that point, man, even when I gave you my word that this was going to follow through, I felt bad for you, man. I felt really bad for you. I don't want to see anybody, and I said before, go through the system. I did it already. It's not fun. If you ever did it, it's not a fun experience. It really isn't. It's the worst experience you could ever go through in your entire life. You will be in the worst state of mind you've ever been in your entire life. Everything is just total chaos around you 24/7. You don't want to go through that at all, period. I wouldn't really wish it on my worst enemy at all, period. And that's why, Jamie, it took me so long to go in and do this because, again, I was thinking about your family also, which you was not doing at the end of the day. Because I didn't think your family should have to suffer and go through all that because you're an idiot at the end of the day, because you don't know how to be a man at the end of the day. And yeah, I say that because you're not a man at the end of the day. You are not. You're a child. You are a grown man. You have kids. You have a wife. And now you might even lose the opportunity of seeing your kids because you do dumb stuff. And I tried that. So many people come in and like, yeah, sue this guy, man. Take him to court. Get rid of him. Sue him. And I kept saying, no, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go today. I'm going to let it go today. And you're basically coming at me with all this nastiness, and I'm the one who has the evidence to pull the trigger to lock you up and basically take everything from you. And yet I'm the one that turns the other cheek and says, no, let it go. Let it go. But I gave you the last warning, and that was it. Because the next stage I'm going to, Jamie, I don't need you in it. I don't need you basically going behind my products and trying to say I'm a scammer and this, that, and the other. I don't need that. My patience have run out. And this is the final results of it all. And I'm not going to turn back on it. You have my word. I will follow through, all the way through, with no problem, on every last complaint. Yeah, I will keep my word on it. And all the rest of y'all who basically felt the need to prosecute my company for no reason whatsoever, I will be coming after you next. So if you do have any evidence out there where you're actually carrying on doing something you're not supposed to be doing, you have no proof, and you can't back it up in court, I would suggest you delete it now. If not, I'll see you in court. And I don't want to hear that. I've been through it before. I've sued people before. When we go to court, I hear the pleads. I hear when we're out there waiting to be seen by the judge, you can see them just wanting to just come over and just talk to me to try to get out of the situation they got themselves in. Maybe they can change my mind. Once we reach that point, my mind's not going to be changed. I will follow through. My attorneys are expensive. I'm definitely not going to give money for nothing. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to basically change my mind. You have plenty enough time to think it over and to do what needs to be done. And you chose not to do so. So everything I was doing was a joke. That was just basically just playing games with you. I wasn't taking anything serious. And I was very serious about it, Jamie. It's a shame we gotta start the day off like this. It really is a shame. I'd rather be up in the morning talking about new screen paints. That's what I'd rather be up doing, you know? I don't want to be involved in this to begin with. I am not happy about this. This is not making my day happy. I'm not jumping up and down going, yeah! No, this is a very sad day for me. I don't want to see anybody go through this in life. I don't. I take no pleasure in this at all. But unfortunately, this is something you have to do in business. It's one of the things you have to go through. Like a friend of mine wants to get in real estate, and I tell him, look, hey, real estate's nice and all. You make good money, you rent out, but at the end of the day, there's a downside to it. You may have to convict people at the end of the day. You may have to kick people out of their homes. You may have to kick people out of homes with kids and babies. You have to be prepared to do that at the end of the day, and it's very hard to do. It's one of the downsides of business. I could never get into real estate because I could never do that. I can't do it. But yet, on the other hand, I need to make money. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So it's not for me. But you have to understand, people who run out, unless they're cold, if they're stone cold and they can do that in the day, they have to go through that. I watch people in business that I have known to have real estate property, convicted family, go back to their car and cry. It's business. It's what they have to do. It's a shame, man. I got to put you through this, man. And I said, I'm not happy about it at all, period. Doesn't make my day any happier, does it? I don't want to, if I can't go back on my word, I have to follow through. But at the end of the day, man, why didn't you just listen, man? Why didn't you just send me out my product? That's all you had to do. It just shipped me out my product, what I paid for. That's all you had to do. Why did you even take that road to begin with? That's stupid. And then keep in mind, I had those charges for a year for it to come at you, and I still let it go. You don't listen, man. You don't listen at all. God gracious, man. I cut you so many opportunities, man, to do something better, man, and you just took none of it in. Not a thing, man. Nothing at all, period. Well, changing your ways now ain't gonna help you. It's going through. That paperwork right there, I'm gonna scan all the documents and submit it to my attorneys today. They'll take care of it from there. Yeah, everything everywhere. Anyway, they'll take care of it from there. Let me see. Look at something here. So there's a minimum. Penalties and fine for mail fraud charges. Minimum, it's not gonna be good. It's 20 years is minimum. Literally 20 years is actually a minimum charge. That's a minimum charge. Let me see. Where's that document at? Let me see. Yeah, that's it. And what are you gonna do? Get mad at me? Get angry at me? Well, what's that gonna help you? It's not gonna help you at all, man. That's what got you in trouble to begin with. Issue me an apology? Not gonna work. I gave you the opportunity. Well, it just don't work. That's it. I don't want any apologies. I don't want nothing at all. I don't care if you remove everything off your channel. I don't care. I don't care if you remove your website. Don't care. I'm going to follow through. I have to follow through. If I don't follow through, man, what's going to happen is everybody else at the end of the day is not going to take me seriously. So we have to use you for that example, and the other two are at it. So it has to go through no matter what. And I'm not doing this. Don't take it wrong. I'm not doing this because I have no hatred for you, Jamie. You just don't learn at all. Like I said, some people got to learn the easy way. Some people learn the hard way. I was a person who had to learn the hard way. Because I chose to go run the streets and do whatever the heck I wanted to do and not listen to anybody. And I was big bad, Mr. Bird, do whatever he wants to do and nobody's going to get in my way. I learned that the hard way. And one day I was out on the street, chilling with my buddies, having a ball, listening to a little music, having fun. The next minute I'm sitting up in court with a bunch of people staring me in the face, deciding my fate. 40 to 80 years in prison. It's a long time to spend in jail when you're turning 16 years old. Long time. Long time. So, that quick, that fast. Fast how life things can change just like that. Just that day, I was home eating a bowl of cereal, watching cartoons, and that fast I had 4 officers sitting on my porch. You know, my mom came down the stairs and she said, "What's going on?" I said, "It's gonna be okay." Handcuffed me, took me out the door. I can still taste the cereal in my mouth when it was put me in the car. I messed up big time. So all that Mr. Big Bad, Mr. Bird, and all that other nonsense, do what you want to do nonsense, oh, that was gone. I was completely gone. And I had to learn the hard way. And about 6 years later, I got released, and I was able to go back to society and get a new lease on life. And I had a decision to make when I was sitting there in the jail cell, and they call it the bullpen, whatever they call it, you guys call it, a bullpen, whatever. Sitting over there at a pen, whatever they call it anyway. But anyway, I was in the bullpen, and I had to make a decision right there and then. And all this chaos and craziness, which way I want to go in life. Do I want to continue down this road, or do I want to get my life together? And I chose to get my life together. This is why Mr. Bird is where he's at right now. I told you, at the end of the day, I try to explain to people, you know, when you're young, you're 16, you're out there carrying on and acting up, you think you're invincible, this, that, and the other. And then life finally catches up to you and shows you what life really is all about. Takes you out of that reality world where you think that you can do everything you want to do, and it puts you in the real world. Then you realize what life is really all about. So this is what he's facing, and it's bad. So if he's convicted, but he will be convicted because there's too much evidence on him. Because you committed the crime twice, you'll get both. Pray you don't get none of it. That's what I'll tell you. Two elements needed to be prosecuted for mail fraud. This is why you test everything. You gotta test your stuff, man. At the end of the day, that's what you should have been doing, man. This is what's needed to file for mail fraud. Let's see. What constitutes as postal mail fraud? Mail fraud, a crime in which the predator, developer, and schemes of using the mail to defraud another of money or property. That's what you did. You went in, you shipped us an item. Again, that wasn't real. That was a fake product, at the end of the day, that your website doesn't have, never made, never designed whatsoever. And your intentions was either to take the money from us or basically give us a false item, which you did. You committed that on both of them. The Frankenstein is even the worst one because the Frankenstein even shows proof. And if you try to fight it in court, that you committed that crime twice by manipulating your website and changing out the color and sending us something completely different when we had the original shopping cart recorded. And I sat there and stated in the shopping cart, I said as I was doing a recording, we're making this recording just in case that this person goes in and changes out the color and commits fraud on his website, which you did exactly what we said in the video before your item ever reached destination. It's real. And it's real. So you used the United States Postal Service to commit this act. Because, Jamie, you signed your name to the package. I saw that. I was like, good gracious, you've got to be kidding me. You talk about self-snitching on another level. You literally signed your name on your Crows, the best of the best. Right there. Your signature. You signed your own death warrant. Literally just did. And then we have it in an unboxing live video, which makes it even worse because most people get hit with mail fraud. You never see the package get opened up. Never. Not on camera, nothing at all, period. It's just somebody getting something, open it up, to take some pictures of it, and that's it. We have actual live video, time stamp, showing you doing this. Even paint leaking all over my hands, showing that, and I squeeze the container, paint's leaking. If you literally puncture the container. Shame. Self-snitching at its finest. And you're over there laughing about it, thinking, oh yeah, I got over it. Buddy, it was a money transaction. And I could see if you gave it to me for free and you did that, that's a different story. But that was a legit transaction that went through PayPal. Yeah, people just don't learn, man. They don't learn. Don't learn. Now, in this case, understand this. If you get yourself a lawyer, they don't contact us. You don't contact me. You don't talk to me, nothing. You will be addressing the that criminal investigation unit. That's where you will be addressing. You don't address me at all, period. After this, or we wipe our hands on this, we're done. I don't have to do jack. That's it. Nothing. You will be addressing them, not us. Now, if you ordered the gray paint from them, yeah, you could file that charge on them. You know why? That video right there. That's the video right there that can back your claim on taking him to court. Because in that video right there shows his product matching house paint. Now, say he never did that video, then you would have a problem on your hands. So basically prosecuting him because it's your word against his, and he can honestly say, hey, it's gray paint. That's that's what it is. He can get around that. But because of this video right here, this is where you can prosecute him. Because you can say on your end, and you can do the demonstration yourself. Hey, I bought the bare silver screen. It matched the product with no problem whatever. And there's a video right there showing him doing the same demonstration, matching it, and removing it off his account. There you go. That's what you can take him to court on. Because now you have evidence of him, himself, not anybody else, himself, doing the test and matching the screen. And that's substantial evidence. What's he going to argue in court? He would clone twins? No, he's not going to be able to get around that, and virtually impossible. Here we are, Jamie. This is where you committed your fraud. Now, this right here is a Cinemax where you tried to scam my company, and this is PayPal on this side where we won our case. Is that not your package? Is that not your writing on the side of the package, right? You wrote your name on the package. You sent us this Cinemax. It shows on our transaction what we ordered, what we purchased from you, the time, date, everything. Tracking numbers all add up. Now, I know that you submit your fake address. I know that. But just to let you know, I have your real address. I know where you lay your head at the end of the day. And how we got Jamie's real address? Well, I'll tell you how we got him. Somebody he ticked off on Facebook. He triggered somebody because I just happened to be on Facebook. I pop your name up. And boom, this demonstration pops up of this fellow showing off about 6 pictures of a screen in the dark, and the images were not so well. And in those pictures, there was an address in there. And I was like, that can't be what I think it is. So I go in and Google, and the address pops up. But to be 100% sure where it's at, we go over to his page. We have a conversation with him. We send him over the address. Now, most people, when they react, when they see an address, the first thing they'll say, and they'll start crying, complaining there. They won't complain. They'll say, it's not my address. It's an old address. I used to live there a long time ago. This is the kind of stuff they'll say in the conversation. They won't come at you by saying that, oh, no. I'm going to YouTube. I'm going to file a complaint against you. I'm going to get your account taken for posting that. You just told me that's your address. But to be 100% sure it's your address, I post it where I found it at. Because if it's not your address, you would ignore the video. But if it is your address, you would have went over to that person, had the address removed, and that's what you did. Because when we went back in to check the video again, where we got the address from, the address was no longer there. It was removed. And that's why I spent $3,000 spending this guy as a tracker, we call him the tracker, to go in and pinpoint your whereabouts. Not only was he able to zoom in and find out exactly where your apartment exactly is, but a lot of other stuff he was able to pull up to on top of that, which all that information was sent to the investigators. Now, that was for our lawsuit toward you. But now we have your official address on file, and you can send me whatever you want at the end of the day. We have your official address. We are sending that one today, submitted over with all the documents, to the crime unit over at the United States Postal Service so they can begin the process. So hiding your address, not going to work. That's not going to help you at all, period. This is one of the videos that was submitted. This shows Jamie product coming to the house by Crow. Has the United States Postal Service packaging and has your little logo on it, best of the best, Crows. You put your name in there, right? There you go. Your videos also too, we've actually over there showing your YouTube channel account. They got all that. YouTube channel showing your account, everything. They got everything. Linking to everything. Even your website, it says Crow in it. So we cover his address up. Even if we know it's fake, we cover the address up because I don't show people's addresses. It's disrespect. I don't do that. And as an opening up the package, because you can see in the demonstration, we didn't do anything. We didn't put anything in there that wasn't so. Everything was done live for everybody to see. This is where you're being hit even harder at, because it's a massive amount of serious evidence. It'd be different if I was off camera and you never saw this video and I just come and say, hey, this is what we got. So after the package was open, I could have put anything in there. I could have sat there and opened up that package, put something else in there if I didn't do an unpacking live. And that unpacking wasn't done a day later. That unpacking was done the day it came in through the door. We did that unpacking. And that's what he sent to me, black paint. As a matter of fact, a customer, one of your customers, was so disgusted by how you do business, sent this down the real Cinemax. And then even in that one, you got on camera, whined and complained and said that wasn't your product, that we made the receipts and all this stuff you went through, and it wasn't true, wasn't real. And at the time, we were doing tests against the network grade 773, and it was matching with no problem whatsoever. So he went into this huge rant that it wasn't his product, and we did this and we did that. For what, Jamie? See right there? See how it's leaking out of the container? Punched a hole in it so it would deliberately leak in the box. It'd be nasty. Yeah, that's going to cost you, buddy. It's going to cost you a lot. All that doing dirty practices in the day. But like I said, went on camera, whined and cried about how we faked the demonstrations, that we didn't have your product, that your product doesn't match network grade 773. Remember that little crying whine you went through? I got a copy of that video too. I made sure I made a copy of that one. And then to find out 6 months to a year later, you do the demonstration on network gray. Not only do you match the screen, but again, you match the screen so badly that you fidget, got upset, moved back and forth, went to these nervous convulsions, which are throwing things up in front of the screen, waving your hand in front of the screen, to go through all that to come in and delete the video off your account. So at the end of the day, we had your Cinemax down here. Customer, well, if you're a good customer by the end of the day who saw that demonstration, was disgusted by your practices and sent us his. And we offered to give him the money for it. He refused. He just didn't like how you do things. Not all of Crow's customers approve of Crow. A lot of them disapprove of him. The only ones that support him are those that are like him. And people that are like you and do stuff like this, man, those are the worst friends you could possibly have, because those individuals at the end of the day probably knew you were doing this. You probably confined that you were going to do this anyway. And instead of them telling you, nah, it's a bad idea, man, you send it over to him like that, he can hit you with anything at the end of the day. You're going to lose your, get a fraud charge against you. You're using a postal service. I'm pretty sure he was told this, but your friends didn't tell you this. You're trying to say, oh, go ahead, do it. And now look what you're facing now. 20, 30 years and a $1 million fine for doing dumb stuff, for shipping us down false products. And you can sit there and say, oh, well, we never had that. We do. We've had transactions where we've talked to you on your website, directly to you on this product. See the paint all over my hands? Whew, man. Can't make it up if I wanted to. So that's basically about it. Let me see. What's this right here? This is that's a legit product right there, by the way. That is a Metallica Mix 2.0. We had a customer pick that up for him, so he couldn't fake that demonstration if he wanted. He couldn't put anything in there if he wanted to, because that came from a customer. So, but still, he shipped it to the customer pretty badly damaged. And then we have you. Oh, this is this Solid Wake 5? Yes, Solid Wake 5. Yeah, you're next. You're definitely next in line. You're definitely next. I'm gonna take care of you first before partay. Both of you are easy cases, but yours is extremely easy. Literally, I could walk into that courtroom wearing headsets and listening to music, not even paying attention to anybody, and present that evidence and still beat you in court with no problem. This joker came in there with a fake email, fake receipts, posing that you got it from my company at the end of the day? Nah, but and then you took a picture with your face right next to the receipts that you got busted on? Oh man, that's gonna be easy. I hope you don't owe anything today. Because man, we're taking everything from you. And I mean everything. You're gonna have nothing when I get done with you. There's no warnings for you. You're definitely, we're gonna sue the daylights out of you. I'm gonna hit you with that. On top of that, again, on your receipt, we got my logo in there too without my permission. My copyrighted logo is sitting on your fake receipt with a fake email that doesn't exist. I'm gonna slay you with $250,000 lawsuit. See how well that goes for you. See how fast you can pay my money up. Now, for those of you saying at the end of the day, well, they don't have the money. We know we don't have the money. Then we slap with heavy liens. You know what a lien does you at the end of the day? Lien wipes everything out for you. You can't get checks. Some people got to file Chapter 11 because they're going through liens. Liens are nasty. Yeah, you're going to be paying me a certain amount of money every month, every week, however the lawyers want to do it. And if you miss that payment, I can get a black truck outside your house. I can execute judgment on all your stuff and have it put in that truck and sold off the auction. I can take it all from you. That's what liens do. At the end of the day, you can't do jack, can't do that. Hey, a lot of you guys got student loans. I got student loans myself. Still paying on them. At the end of the day, it still haunts you. You can't do this, you can't do that. And the lien is even worse. Even worse. No one will ever back you. Your credit score will drop to nothing with a massive lien sitting on top of you. Yeah, it'll wreck your stuff at the end of the day. You'll be a body without a soul at the end of the day. That's what they buy. They put them heavy, massive liens. You know, you got no right. You can't pay that. At the end of the day, it's impossible. That's why. Okay, well, that's basically about it. I got work to do today. Here we go. This is the Frankenstein scan. This is where we busted Crow in the Frankenstein scan. This is the Frankenstein verification video we sent to the post office. This basically shows us recording our shopping cart transaction, also to having conversations with Crow multiple times back and forth about the item itself. Also, in those conversations, I've requested several times for him not to commit fraud or basically scam our company and send us down a legitimate item, in which he basically replied back, which is confirmed that he was going to ship the item out. Crow at the last minute went in and changed the color of the item to ship us out that color right there to begin with. And also, Jamie, if you sit there and tell the courts that at the end of the day that this product always came this way, we have a verification video going back from 5 years where you claimed that the product was ambulite rejection. Now it's not ambulite rejection. You went over that can of worms in court? Because that also shows you committing fraud, misleading your customers and false information. But it shows that the color we have here is the same color that matches in the video from 5 years back. And this has been in your shopping cart for some time, this color. I've been in your shopping cart quite a few times and looked at this, and this has been that same color. So the fact that we made that verification video stating that you were going to do this and then you actually do it in the demonstration, change out the color, it's not going to help you at all. And then PayPal came in and won the case in our favor because they stated that you have committed fraud. And PayPal is willing to go to court and testify against you. So you know that. Yep. And if they don't, my lawyers can subpoena them. But they'll go to court. We don't have a problem with that. They'll basically present everything that happened. What you submitted, what you said. Remember, anything that you said, they have a document of what you said. They're going to basically read that off in court. But I doubt there's going to be anything left of you once the post office gets done with you. So we're just going to slap you with another lien on top of whatever they slap you with in the day, because I'm still going to sue you. So, lesson to be learned. Outcome of it all. He's facing some jail time, massive amount of liens against some, lawsuits, copyright infringements, all kinds of stuff at the end of the day. It's not going to go. I told you it's going to be a bad year for you. You can't get mad at me at the end of the day. What you can get mad at me about? I didn't do this to you. You did it to yourself. I gave you plenty of time to clean your act up, get your act together, even try to talk to you a few times on camera, tell me, hey, look, you got to be a man. You got to take care of your family. And at the end of the day, you need to learn to run a respectful business and stop this shenanigan nonsense. Be real at the end of the day with you and your customers and your family. And you can't do that. I turned the cheek multiple times. I gave you multiple opportunities. I can go before the judge and say, look, man, so why did it take so long? Because I'm trying to help this guy at the end of the day, and he still wouldn't listen. I turned the cheek. I can see videos of me telling you I've turned the other cheek. I've tried to help him out multiple times. Crow doesn't listen. We sent him out a court order from an attorney telling him to back down. Enough is enough. You're going to get yourself sued. Didn't listen. You're done. That's it. Didn't want to do this to you, but you didn't give me an option, man. Oh, well, that's basically about it. I got to get back to work. And like I said, you can get mad. Who's going to get mad at the end of the day? Who? Can't get mad at me. This is your work. I didn't put a gun to your head and say, hey, you're going to ship it out this way. I didn't do that. It's your responsibility to ship out what I ordered from you. Just like it's my responsibility at the end of the day, when you place an order through my website, to ship out exactly what I'm designed to ship out to you. You didn't get anything like this from me. So why would you do this to me at the end of the day? This is business, man. And that's the problem, Jamie. No one can ever do business with you because you do not know how to keep it business. You have to let your personal feelings and your emotions overwhelm yourself, and this is what you do. And this is the outcome of what happens when you do that at the end of the day. And I've been warning you that for the longest time. Keep your personal business at the door. Oh, well, that's basically about it for me. I got demonstrations to do today. I have to get ready for the next stage of my company. And I wish you the best of luck. I really do. Like I said, I have no hatred to you in the day. I don't, if I hated you at the end of the day, Jamie, I could have filed that a long time ago. I could have filed a long time ago, easily, with no problem. But the fact that I took this long to do it is the reason why I try to give you the benefit of the doubt. And it doesn't work for you. And even after all this, you'll be on your site, carrying on and acting up, ranting and carrying on, cursing me out, making memes about me. You don't learn. Perfect example. And I'll be over here making my products, ignoring you, doing what I need to do over here to make it to the next level. All right, well, that being said, people, gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless.